We got a chance to catch up with a coach whose name is obviously a topic of discussion everywhere down there at Ole Miss. Joining us now, the head coach at Ole Miss, a man who's obviously the topic of discussion in a lot of different cities, and it should be because his team's in the middle of a college football playoff push right now. Ladies and gentlemen, football icon and legend, Lane Kiffin.
Yeah, Lane-o.
What's going on, Lane-o?
Hey, guys. We're just having an awesome day here, man. Started meetings, get ready for a practice, and now we're on the Pat McAfee Show. How about that?
Yeah, what an honor. And obviously, we had been talking to Lane right before. We just introed him, and it's been a spectacular morning down there in Mississippi. We're very thankful for everybody. How was the yoga this morning? I know 6 a.m. yoga is non-negotiable. How did you start your day? Was it a great start?
It was. Ann McLean taught a great class. It was extremely hard, man. We had some coaches in there. Keith Carter, AD, was in there, and it was a grind this morning.
Okay, so you and the AD obviously doing 6 a.m. yoga. We'll certainly dive into that relationship here in a matter of moments. Let's talk about ball, though. Huge win, obviously, over Florida. Right now, we're on our way to another massively successful banger of a season for your Ole Miss Rebels down there. How do you feel at this point? Got a bye week, and then you got the Egg Bowl on the other side, which is obviously massive rivalry in the United States of America, not just in the SEC.
Well, it was great to get that Saturday night win. Our crowd, the fans were electric. The atmosphere was. It was awesome. I don't know if you got to watch any, but it really was cool. And I would think, and I hear this a lot, there's no team in America that has more fun than Ole Miss and our players and the whole thing and the whole program. So it's just awesome to see. It's awesome to see them have so much fun. The interaction afterwards, they were going in the locker room. I brought them back out so we could go to the student section that was still out there. And Kewan Lacy had these big runs, as you see, and he brought the belt out afterwards, and it was awesome.
Yeah, you got a special thing brewing down there. And I know you and the Ole Miss fans, obviously, over the last 6 years, have developed quite a powerhouse down there. And obviously there's discussions at a lot of different schools, especially whenever you're winning, fans kind of get bored with it. They maybe leave. It was nice to see your place packed at the end. And I appreciate you bringing your student or your team back out to say thank you. I also appreciate the fact you're throwing oops to the boys. You talk about having fun. That's a main message that you're sending to the crew. And how important do you think that is to the success of your team as well?
Well, I've been fortunate to be part of some really great runs in college football. You know, being at USC with Coach Carroll, and we won 34 straight, and then Coach Saban, our last 26 straight there, I think we won. So, and I remind these guys as they're in these runs and these great things, and now here are 3 straight 10-win seasons. Enjoy it, have fun. You know, so often everybody's so serious, everybody's in it, and then they get out of it and they're like, man, remember those old days. Remember how great they were. So I remind them, hey, those good old days, you're in them right now. Someday, 10, 20 years from now, you're going to be saying, man, remember that run we had at Ole Miss, and we had that Division II quarterback that would make all those plays, and the running back was leading the country in touchdowns, and there was a dog running around on the field, and the players were dunking. I said, you're in the good old days right now, so just have fun, enjoy it, and I think if you watch our team, you see them doing that.
Okay, so let's talk about having fun, enjoying it, staying in the moment. There's a lot of distractions that come with having success. You just talked about the past 3 years being an absolute juggernaut down there in the SEC for Ole Miss. All the success you've had in the past, your name is a topic of discussion everywhere, seemingly, and will be for the rest of your life. It's a good thing. I don't think it's a bad thing, because it means that you're having success, which is why other people are certainly going to mention your name whenever jobs open up. But there's a rumor now circulating on the internet, and we appreciate you joining us here to maybe kind of clarify this. Was there like an ultimatum given to you in the middle of a season from Ole Miss? It feels like the way I'm reading it on the internet is that Ole Miss has told you, and you were doing yoga, I guess, this morning with the AD. Ole Miss has told you, like, we need an answer. Is that true? And how are you handling it all with the team with what's currently taking place?
Yeah, that's absolutely not true. There's been no ultimatum, anything like that at all. And so I don't know where that came from, like a lot of stuff that comes out there. Like I said, man, we're having a blast. I love it here. I mean, our running back's sitting right over here. Come on over. And it just couldn't be better. Like I say, you pray for things. Our fans prayed for this type of thing, and now we're in the middle of it. So enjoy it. You're 10-1, you're getting ready, you got a bye week, you get to watch half the country lose, and there's no way we can lose Saturday. And then you play the Egg Bowl and go dominate that and keep that Egg Bowl trophy home where it's been for a long time.
Okay, so Kewan Lacy, by the way, 19 touchdowns. Hey, 19 touchdowns. 19 to the moment. Hey, Kewan, we appreciate you. Keep going, brother. Hey, I'm going to ask you, with him here, obviously you guys have kind of grown. How old are you, Kewan?
19.
19.
It would be so cool to be that athletic at the age of 19 with the world in front of you that it is with the current world that's happening. You guys feel like since high school, maybe throughout, even maybe junior high for guys as talented as you, this modern age, where you got to deal with a lot of distractions in business and chatter and social media and messaging. How do you kind of stay focused, especially with everything that's going on with your team and what the future could be?
Really just having a mindset of just getting better every day. You know, it's easy, you know, when you have coaches like this, you know, Coach Smith, just to keep you in the right direction, you know, and just, you know, staying focused, just, you know, going 1-0 each week too.
Have you ever returned any kicks?
In high school I did.
What would you have done? You see me on the other side, buddy. What are you doing?
Oh. He's like carrying the ball like 33 times. We don't need more like this. We're good, dude. You're supposed to be helping us right here.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. Hey, keep crushing it, Kewan. We appreciate the hell out of you, man. You're the best.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kewan.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for bringing him on, by the way. That's really cool. I think you're the first person that we talk to that on a very regular basis brings in players and other people. We met Winnedad. Obviously, had a chance to tell him, I'm sorry for picking against you, Winnedad. And then, obviously, you bring in Lacy, best running back. We appreciate how much you seemingly enjoy the hell out of your players and your players enjoy you. I think I saw you post, you were driving them to a game? Is this the tightest you've been with a team? Is that an accurate depiction of how you feel with this particular squad, especially with everything going on? Or is this kind of how every Lane Kiffin coach team is?
I think that's kind of how it is. I mean, we were extremely close with Jackson Dart and all the most draft picks last year in the history of the school. Left us last year and went on to the NFL. So that's just how we create our culture. And they should be on. They're the ones making the plays, not me. So, you know, all this success, all this credit, all these things, it is because of the players and the assistant coaches putting it all together that allow all this to happen.
Yeah, I think you got a special team. You're fun to watch. Speaking of that, big one next weekend after you watch half the country lose. Coach B.A. has a question for you, Lane.
Hey, brother, you know, I've been a part of 7 of those Egg Bowls, and you're the hottest thing in the country right now. You lose that one, they're going to try to fire your ass. You know that.
I know that. I know that, Coach. I've said when they're like, hey, all this stuff, and they're like, are you focused on other places? I said, no, I'm focused on winning because now what I've learned in college football, we have our little group chat with like Sark and Kirby and a couple guys, and we came up with this. You lose 1, you're out of the top 10. You lose 2, you're out of the top 25. You lose 3, you get fired. So, you know, we're focused on our job of trying to get to 1-0 every week because that's the profession we're in now.
Yeah, it certainly is. And it sounds like your players understand that more now than maybe ever before. So it's a special thing you got brewing. And you talk about losing 1 game, you're out of the top 10, 2, you're out of rank, 3, you're out of a job. It's like Ole Miss 7 years ago. I don't know if that was necessarily the expectations. So not that I am the deepest of SEC history guy, but I don't think the expectations come unless you create something special, which you certainly have. And you've lived in that world, I guess, where it's like, hey, we want to be in a college football playoff. Whenever you know that that's the expectation every year, what is the mindset for you, like looking ahead? Are you trying to grow players right now? Are you trying to figure out this particular team, future culture? Like, how do you kind of balance it all when that is the expectation at the highest level? That's not the expectation at every school. You know that. But like at most schools that you are going to be talked about, that is the expectation. How do you handle that? Just one day at a time? The standard cliche shit?
Yeah, I do. I have an extremely high expectation how we should perform as a program, and I've had that since we've got here. So my expectation is way up there. So when outside expectations happen, or for instance, now our fan base that is now getting used to this, 10-win seasons every year, I'm good with it. I understand they're now coming to the expectation that I've had all along here. So some people will be like, man, they're going to expect you to do this all the time and everything. And great. We're now aligned in our expectations of what we want our program to be. So I love that the fans now have what some people would say is unrealistic expectations for Ole Miss, because now they're just matching how I feel.
Yeah, I love that. I think you had that at FAU too. I think that's what you were planning on doing down there on this tour. coaching tour around the country that Lane Kiffin is on. Ole Miss has certainly reaped the benefits over the last 6 years. You talk about offensive explosion and being fun to watch. Go ahead, D. Butch.
Yeah, Coach, you're kind of known from the outside in for your passing game. Your wide open passing game, maybe up-tempo, but you're rushing the ball for over 200 yards a game now. So how does that work as far as, like, I guess, your scheme and then your personnel using what's best for you week to week to win a ball game?
Yeah, I think that's a misconception, the passing thing, as you referred to that, we've just always, I've been this passing coach. We had Devin Singletary at FAU lead the country in touchdowns. Then Quinshon Junkins, when he was here, was leading the country in carries, and now Kewan Lacy leading the country. So we've been running the ball for a while, believe in running the ball. Think that was an issue last year why, we didn't end up going into the playoffs and going deep in the playoffs because we didn't have that running game. Had we, with the defensive players and Jackson Dart and stuff, I think we would have been there deep into the playoffs. So really glad that we've got that back. We had a 1 year off of having a great running game, and now we're back.
Yeah, it's fun to watch, and Lacy seems like an absolute dog.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, immediate salute upon getting on there. I respect that.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably,
what did you say earlier? He's got 19 touchdowns, and he's 19 years old. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
19.
Yeah, he's got a lot of time left to really take over football and only get better, and certainly has already done some incredible stuff. Ty has a question for you.
Yeah, Coach, last year I think a lot of people believed you guys were one of the 12 best teams in the country, and, what happened. You got left out, and it is what it is. But I remember you saying, you were in a position where you kind of had to root for chaos given, the situation you were in, maybe being on the bubble last year. With this year and there being, potentially 8 or 9 teams that are still in play to make the college football playoff from the SEC, is that mantra kind of still the same? Or are you still kind of in hey, like you mentioned, half the country is going to lose this week and you guys don't play? Or is it different because after the Egg Bowl, the hay is in the barn and what you guys will have needed to do is already done, and, then you can change your mind or your mindset, I guess, to the playoffs on the horizon?
Yeah, I looked at it going into the Florida game as we have 2 one-game seasons. We had Florida. Let's make sure we win that. Then we got a bye. And then we got a 1-game Egg Bowl. Let's make sure we win that. And then we've taken care of our business. There's too many variables, because everybody's like, well, you got to get to the top 12 teams. Well, now we're finding out that depending on how other things go, you really got to get to the top 10 teams to make sure you make the playoffs, because there might be 2 of the teams might not even be in the top 12. They could be number 20 and 25 or something with the current flawed system. So, like you said, everybody's like, well, man, you better be in the top 12. No, you better make sure you're in the top 10, or you might get left out.
1 loss out of the top 10, 2 losses out of the top 20, 3 losses out of a job. I love that you guys just kind of understand that now. Yeah, that is life. Such is life. You're living. Go ahead.
Yeah, we just saw it out with Brian Kelly. That's exactly the scenario that just happened. So I ain't worried about other stuff. I'm worried about making sure we win.
Yeah, because if we win, I still have a job. And now, if we win, there's a chance.
And if we win, you'll have me on, because we know the story before how over the years I tried to get on and you didn't let me on until we won enough.
Is your SID there?
No, he would still be asleep. He would not be here. This is too early for him.
Yeah, so let's believe his side of the story, not ours.
Yeah,
definitely. Connor has a question for you about life these days.
I'm joking with you. I really do believe your side.
No. Yeah, I'm joking too. I'm joking.
He had told me all along differently, but I know now that we've become buddies, I know the truth.
Well, on that note, SID, I like he's a little bit of a dog too. And I like that he sleeps in, get a little cat nap in there as well. I enjoy all of that. Go ahead, Con.
Yeah, Lane, most SIDs suck at their job, just FYI.
Most, yes. We have learned that almost all of them. Go ahead.
Almost all, if not all.
No, because I'm going to run into one and I'm going to say, you're not the one we're talking about. So it's not
my opinion.
Yeah,
does
almost
not reflect.
all. Yeah,
One thing we all love to see from you is when you post on IG and X, kind of those day-to-day segments from the book that you're reading. How much does that mean to you, and how important it is to you to get in that book every day and kind of help you stay in the moment, kind of keep that moment-to-moment awareness? And is that something you fall back on a lot of the times, especially amid all the chaos Ty just mentioned?
Yeah, it sure is. I've really changed in that of, I used to just coach thinking, okay, well, it was about getting the players good and getting them to the NFL. And now I've realized, I have this, really, God's put me on this wonderful platform that for whatever reason, people listen to me and follow me. So to be able to help people now, especially because of all the things I went through and learned from, is my favorite thing. When people come to me and say, hey, I watched your E60, man, and I've made changes in my life because of that, or my son did. And I'm like, man, that gives me a feeling that is so much better than any win or any trophy or anything. So I've kind of become addicted to that, like wanting to just help people not make some of the same mistakes, or if they're in some tough spots, helping them through that because of things I've gone through.
What's the name of that book? The Pivot Year? Is that what it's called?
Yes, The Pivot Year, Brianna West.
And it's like daily words? Like what? I don't think I fully understand. What is it?
Yeah, it's just stuff that she wrote that every day has something in there. Like, you know, today, like if you're 90 years old, man, what would you tell yourself when you're making decisions? You know, I thought was kind of an amazing read this morning.
See, my issue as soon as I would read that is, lady, I'm not living to 90. What's tomorrow?
I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were
So then I got the next day. But it's 365 days, I assume, of messages?
Yeah.
I love the idea. I love the concept. Maybe we do one of those in here, you know, and we just project it up onto that wall when everybody walks in here.
Not a bad idea.
We got the
thing.
Yeah, the thing.
Yeah, we'll put it up on the thing.
Yeah, perfect.
Thank you, ladies.
Maybe you every morning make one up. You know, as you're like kind of going through your morning thing, and you kind of have your tradition of what helps get you clear in the morning, and then you write one for everyone.
You are early, right?
Yeah, your like moment as you're sitting there, the Pat McAfee moment.
Another job.
Motivating McAfee.
Motivation by McAfee. Motivation by McAfee.
All right, I'll do it in that sauna that I'm in the morning.
There we go.
Now,
Messages. Just don't start with things like, well, you probably won't live to be 90, so this doesn't matter. But
let me write
stay a little
my
more
book.
Positive.
Can I write my messages, please? Okay, Brianna can write hers. I'll write mine. We don't know if we're going to make it to tomorrow. You know, that is not a bad way to look at today. Now, on that note, I will try to do this, maybe for a betterment of my own being, too. This will help me a lot. So I'm going to do this for incredibly selfish reasons. I don't know how long it's going to last. Let's assume I start one tomorrow.
Okay.
I'll add Lane Kiffin. I don't know if this makes it to Friday, but
if it does,
we're on to something.
Hey, Pat, stop worrying about Friday, Saturday. Just one day, man. Do it for one day, and then the next day maybe do it.
Maybe
just one day.
Maybe you should do this.
One day.
You're the man. Ladies and gentlemen, his name is being talked about in every city. But right now is the good times for Ole Miss. And he's enjoying every single second of it. Keep doing you, Lane. We appreciate the hell out of you, man.
All right, guys. Thanks for having me. Hotty toddy, go Rebs.
Hashtag come to the sip.
Come to the sip anytime, man. Hey, you got to do the walk with us sometime, man. We had your buddy Theo Vaughn did the walk. He said it was one of the best experiences of his life.
I saw the video pop up on the internet, and I see you two standing next to each other, and I'm like, this is awesome. And of course, and then I see some videos of Theo experiencing it. And obviously, if you're not a part of the sports world, especially, you know, big time sports world, you very rarely get to experience something like that. It's a special feeling when everybody's kind of coming together saying, hey, go kick their ass. That's a special thing, I think, that sports has that nobody else has, Coach.
Yeah, he started the walk, and I don't think he realized, like, the walk's like a half mile. It's a long walk through like 50,000 people. So like right off the bat, he's screaming, this is the greatest thing ever. Let's go. Kick it off. Kick it off. And I'm like, hey, bro, we still have a half mile to go.
All right. I'll catch him for the final
like, you
100
starts
yards.
the marathon and the sprint.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, well, thank you for doing that for Theo, letting him experience
Yeah, it was cool.
Thank you for being good for college ball, and thank you for your time this morning. You're the best.
All right, guys. Have a good one.
All the best.
And we don't know if we're going to make it to 90. So let's make sure we enjoy today because we're in the good old days. You're the man, ladies and gentlemen, Coach Lane Kiffin. He was awesome. He was awesome. Obviously, we didn't ask him where he was going to be coaching next year. And I think if he was to give an answer, he would say, I love being at Ole Miss. I think he does, too. You know, there's a lot of old sayings about, like, don't leave happy. And it seems like Lane Kiffin is the happiest he's ever been. Now, obviously, there's a lot of different situations that are open. And what he has been able to accomplish at Ole Miss over the last 6 years, I think people around the SEC, old school SEC people are like, hey, he has made this place an expected powerhouse, which is something special and good for ball as a whole. And they also see the style that he plays with. The way he plays is an explosive style. It's fun to watch. And if you're able to get a loaded defense alongside of what he can do on the offense, it's easy to see, like, hey, this could be a national champion in the making. And I think Ole Miss is thinking the same thing. So it's a very interesting time for Lane Kiffin. It's an interesting time for these coaching searches. You know, James Franklin was obviously the biggest name that was available for this particular coaching cycle, and he just signed with Virginia Tech. All the other coaches that were maybe going to become the head coaches whenever these schools opened up, they've all re-signed massive deals at their place. So Lane Kiffin's decision, which I guess he's saying, well, there's no ultimatum, there's no decision being made. I'm in the middle of like a 5 year, I don't know how many years he has. I don't know what his contract is. He's just doing his thing right now at Ole Miss, and certainly sitting in a great leverage position.
Yeah.
Let's assume that he understands that because he's been in the business literally his entire life. Like, I understand the coaching business, but he seemingly loves Ole Miss, and every time he's there, every time he comes on, he brings a player on, which I think is sweet too. Lacy's just like, hey, we're trying to go one day at a time. We're trying to get better every single day. They're all locked in. It's like, that's good leadership out of the guy who's very entertaining as well.
You want this, you got that.